Hey guys, this is Ellie from HypnoU. This particular video is about love. Love karma, twin flame, soulmate, and the whole discussion on how to meet the love of your life and how to keep them in your life as well. So first off, the language used in this video. So when I say girl or when I say keep your man, then I'm talking about man or woman. I'm talking to you, and I'm here to give you some advice and some information on how you can get into a loving relationship and feel really strong and valued in that. So in my job, number one request for readings is about love, wealth and career, and then health. So love is always number one, and the same theme going on and on in everybody that I read for is someone who's stuck in a cycle where it's going good and then it's going backwards. So it's this on and off relationship, the cycle that you're in, and it just keeps going, and sometimes it can go for years, a couple of years, 7 years, these getting stuck in this cycle, the great love and the real deep sadness that goes with that. So that's what we're going to be discussing today. So to start off with, twin flame and soulmate and the myths around that. So you can have a twin flame and a soulmate, but that doesn't necessarily mean that A, it is someone that is a lover or a partner in that way, and B, if it is, then they may not be your forever. When it comes to returning souls, this is a life contract that you've made before, where you reconnect now to, go over something, learn from each other, get some resolution and some closure when it comes to this connection that you've had. Your best friend can be your soulmate. It's someone that you know, that you've met, and you feel like you've known them for a long time, and you match each other, and you continue to have this bond and this friendship. When it comes to someone that you've met before and had a previous relationship before in a past life, or even early romantic years, this is about coming together and learning the lesson on why you're together and what you're learning from each other, and to be able to move on from that, whether this be for a small select few of you, us working together to build this relationship so that we can have this long lasting end of our rest of our lives relationship, or it's a lesson to finally have your worth in this relationship, in this coupling. And to be able to understand that to have that, you need to value yourself and to stop these cycles. So I do have a little video here. It's quite a cute little video. It speaks about love and relationships quite well. It's only a short one, so we'll watch that.
Why do we do that? I'll tell you why we do that. We do that to find love. Oh, I love to be in love. Don't you love to be in love? And it's just great to be in love. And it's just grand laying there late at night in your bed waiting for your man to show up. And when he finally does, now about 4 o'clock in the morning, with whiskey on his breath and the smell of another woman on his person. Oh, honey, I can smell another woman at 500 paces. That's an easy one to catch. You will. Now we get nasty. So what do you do when he comes home with the smell of another woman on him? Do you say, oh, honey, let me open up my loving arms and my loving legs? Go right and make the water is fine. Is that what you say, girl? Or do you say, fuck this shit? Take your bags. I'm putting on my little waitress cap and my fancy high heel shoes. I'm gonna go find me a real man, a good man, a true man. A man to love me for sure. You know what I'm saying? I'll tell you something. At one time, I actually thought I found myself like this. When he held me in his arms. share the world.
So that's a cute little video out of the movie The Rose, and there is a real great love, cycle in that where, you're with someone and you put up with their crap and you're lying in bed and you're waiting for them to call, to text, to turn up. They may ghost you, they may not text you back, it could be days. And the common theme that I get from people all the time is that they just suddenly go quiet. And when they do contact you again, it's no real excuse or a blasé excuse, and you try not to bring up the subject about why, because you don't want to cause any trouble. So that is one part. Now, when we're looking at our relationships and how to have valuable ones, we have to look at our foundational, fundamental belief systems that we learn at our earliest years. And this comes from our family and how we're raised. And we use those for every single part of our life from our earliest years on. So this is love, this is health, this is work, this is how we socially interact with other people, our character building, all those different things. So whether there's been something negative or whether there's been something positive, we learn this behavior. And this is a crux, this is a habit, whether we're aware of it or not, that we carry on throughout our life. So who here has, consistently found unattached, unavailable partners in our lives, and just this keeps going on and on. You always find one that's not ready or doesn't want to settle down or, has a partner. This is a common theme, just keep attracting the wrong people in your life. And this is one of those fundamental belief systems. It stems down to the value you have for yourself. As you're growing up, do you feel insecure? Did you feel loved? How do you feel in a partnership? In a loving partnership, do you do more for the other than they do for you? Do you contact more? Do you do more in the relationship? The imbalance there, because you want to keep this relationship going. They don't need to put that much effort in. So to find a quality partner is number one, but the second one is to keep a loving partner. So we look at our value system and how we value ourselves. So I know it's cliche to say, but to love yourself before you love somebody else. So what do you want in a loving relationship? So thinking about your relationship right now, are you someone who looks at your phone constantly waiting and checking your social media and putting up posts so that they can like it, share it, or whatever, so that you can see that you have that from them? And so are you that person? Are you sitting at home, they've cancelled again, they haven't shown up? Is that what's going on for you in your love relationships? Also, narcissism and abuse, where you can, continuously attract someone who is abusive to you. Now, the narcissist is a very sneaky individual. What they do is they are the most charming, most wonderful, Prince Charming, anything you could possibly want in a partner, that's what they are. And they play the character very well. And so you're attracted and you're brought in, and it's just so overwhelming and so gorgeous. And then after a little bit, what they do is that they take that attention away from you, and you can't understand why. What's going on? Everything was so great. I don't understand. Where did it go wrong? And that is the state that they want you to be in a mental way. So then what they do is they give you a little bit. They'll come back into your life and they'll be that loving, wonderful person again. And then you don't bring it up because you don't want to cause trouble, and then they'll go away again. And so what they're doing is they're training you. They're training you like a puppy, that I will go away completely and starve you of any attention, but you don't want that because you want to be in a relationship with me. So then they'll give you a little bit, and you're so grateful that you got that text or that date or that phone call or, them turning up. So you'll ignore the bad bits, and then they'll do it again. And now you're stuck in a relationship with someone who only comments, and the good words and the lovely deeds and actions, they've slowed right down, and you'll accept whatever they give you now because you're already hooked. You fell in love with the dream, the illusion that started. And so now you're stuck in a relationship where you're in love with someone who is narcissistic and it's abusive. They know exactly what they're doing. They know exactly how to get in the front door, and they know exactly how to keep you going. Just when you think that's it, I'm done, I'm strong enough, I'm going to leave, they'll pile it on again, and you just think, oh, one more chance. And before you know it, you've been stuck in it for a few years. So that's dealing with an abusive narcissistic relationship. Now, when we're looking at our love and how to keep love, the most important part is how to find it. So, what do you want in a person? Forget the person's name, forget what they look like. In your long-term dreams of what love looks like, monogamy. I want them to be honest, good communication, whatever it is that you're going to rattle off. So that's what you're looking for. And then we are looking at how we go about that. And then to keep them is the honest communication, feeling valued enough to speak up and say, look, these are my boundaries. You've crossed those, so let's have a conversation about it so that we both know where we are, and so that there's no overthinking, there's no worrying about things, because we can. When things go quiet or when things go wrong, we can overthink things and start putting in pictures that aren't actually there, and you can cause your own problem yourself. That is communication is absolutely important. Now, I am doing a Love Karma series. You can purchase the 6 MP4s and do it at home on your own time, however much you'd like, or you can join the Zoom on Thursday. And what we're going to do there is we're going to cut that karma cord with love that you've brought into this life. So we can just cut it, we can address it, release it, and we can start fresh. The other thing we're going to do in the next session is to send out those vibes to draw the next, our love in, our twin flame in. So that's what we're going to be doing on the Zoom. So Zoom is on Thursday to do this love karma cord cutting. And then we can really start to move forward, because while you're stuck with the same mentality, the same fundamental belief systems, you're going to continue to be in these relationships. If you're in one of those relationships now, you need to look in the mirror and just say, am I valued? Do I even love myself, outside looking in? Can I even stand looking at myself behaving in this way? I know that this is wrong, and I know that I deserve more, but I love them, or I can't leave, or, I love them is the answer I always get. So even in a violent situation, I love them and I can't leave, and I'll stay around someone that's violent because of this idea of love. You have to learn to love yourself more. So that is on Thursday. Zoom. Do use the link below. There are a series of other Zooms as well for other subjects, but this love thing, let's get that sorted once and for all. I've had so many phone calls and readings, especially with the nodes. The nodes have just shifted. This is the perfect time to get your karma sorted so that we can start this off fresh, and you can really start to get out there and find someone that is valuable to you and sees you just as valuable. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish it off with a last little bit of this movie. This is The Rose from Bette Midler. Let's just have a look at the details. So this is from 1979, and this is loosely based on a actual singer. I'm not going to get this. So this is another song that really touches the heart of love, and where you've been and you've been ignored and you're left on red and you're just wondering what's going on, this song will speak to you.
With me, baby. Come on. Mama's home. Mama is home. Who did you run to? Find a shoulder to lay. There was didn't I take good You said you never leave me. Remember, I'm asking you, begging you. Love me, amor. But I can get plenty of men. But I ain't keeping the hard part, ain't it? Yeah. Sometimes I find I try so hard. Maybe this time I should be the one to go away. That's when the end of my turn I have somebody grab hold of me and say, no, don't go, you can't go.
And so there we have that little bit of the video. It's The Rose, 1979, loosely based on Janis Joplin. So this is where we are making these changes, where you can make a mental change, and this will change the way you look at love, the way that you value yourself in love, because life is far too short for you to be stuck in a relationship where you don't know where they are, why they're ghosting you, or not entirely happy and feeling loved or valued. So that is what this Zoom is about. I don't buy into the queen, princess, caretaker, the 5 different levels that they have. It all stems down to you and how you value yourself. And you learn this value of yourself in love and the value that you value yourself in all things from your fundamental, foundational early childhood growth. So you cannot change at all until you look at that. And why don't you think you're worthy to be in a loving, committed, monogamous relationship? Why do you put up with how you're being treated? So that is the number one focus point, is you understanding that you are worth more, and for you to release that karmic love cord that you have. So do use the link below. Be kind to you and those you love. And from Jedi Sage Jake, may the Force be with you.